Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be showing you some tips on how to build in Minecraft.
Yeah.
As sometimes it can be a bit challenging.
Yeah.
I'll have a timestamp in the description if you want to get straight into the tips. But I just want to let you know that before we start that our schedule's going to change a little bit and it's going to be different because we're going to be making a video every weekend and sometimes in the week. So not a random video a week now. Every weekend.
And throughout the summer holidays, we might be doing a bit more than once a week, because we have more time.
Yeah, and we'll be trying to post a Minecraft Dungeons video. We've been playing that game. We want to get some really good content out of that game for you.
Yeah.
And also, our first video is almost on 100 views. Thank you for that.
Yes,
it's on 96 right now at the time of recording this.
Yeah.
And hopefully the video quality on our channel is going to get quite a bit better because I'm going to get a new PC soon. That'll be a massive upgrade because I'm currently recording this on my iPad Mini 4 and editing it with iMovie. So it's a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
And with that, let's get into the video. So this is a museum that we've made for a competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spent quite a lot of time on this museum and quite proud of it actually. So this is what we're going to be basing off our 5 tips on. They might not all be in direct correlation with this build we have here. They should be able to help you.
This is the finished build. Some days we haven't done once a week. We just missed about a few days because we want to get this done and show you. Here's the inside. We have lecterns for everyone. If you tap on them, it comes up with...
Yeah, we have books for each
facts.
thing inside of the museum.
So if you tap this, it'll tell you about dinosaurs. And yeah.
So for our 5th tip, we're going to talk about using repeated patterns. So as you can see inside the museum, as I showed you then, we have repeated patterns on the wall here, going all the way around. And I think that's quite a good way to build, because they're quite easy to do. And you just got to make a little strip of a wall where you can copy it into any place in the build, and you can just constantly use it in different places when you're building.
Also, if you look up here, you can make this like kind of glass dome above the top. We made this, so you could just go on the top and look inside if you want. Yeah, that adds a bit of detail to it.
So for the 4th tip here, we're going to be talking about building with symmetry. So as you can see here, this is quite a symmetrical build, apart from the trees, because when you're dealing with nature in Minecraft, you don't really want that to be symmetrical.
No.
But with the build itself, it's a good idea to have it symmetrical, because that's kind of is good to do in Minecraft, because then you can do more work in less time, and by that I mean you don't have to come up with 2 sets of the building. You can just build one half, see if you like it or not, and go on to the other half.
It's also centered, the whole build. That will help you building, for it all to be like centered.
Yeah, that's especially good when you're building,
Yeah.
because then you can plan around that and what you want to do with the building then.
See if you have like one block to the right or something, then it might look a bit odd to your build.
So for the 3rd tip, we're going to be talking about including lots of lighting. So we've got a bit of lighting on the outside here, and we've got lots of lighting on the inside here, especially on the ceiling, because that gets really dark. It's good to use lighting because it stops mobs from spawning when you're playing in survival, or creative if you have mob spawning turned on, and it makes the build a bit brighter and bolder, and you can see what you've built a bit better, because shadows in Minecraft, unless you know what you're doing when you're using them in builds, they don't really look very good.
No.
So for tip number 2, we're going to be talking about being realistic with your time. Because when you're doing a build in Minecraft, doing pretty much anything in the game might take a bit longer than you're hoping to spend on it.
Yeah.
And so for that, you need to plan ahead, and you need to think about, okay, how many hours, minutes months, maybe even, are you going to spend on this build and willing to spend on it. And if the size of it depends on, like, if you're playing in survival or creative, you might want to go on a bit of a bigger build in creative. I would suggest in survival to start off with a small build and slowly get it bigger. Because it takes a lot of time in survival and it's quite difficult.
If you want to do a big build in creative, flat world is recommended because like you can get all that symmetry and there's no hills or anything like that. So
yeah,
a flat world is good to do if you're making a big build in creative.
So for tip number 1, this is going to be a mainly survival based tip here.
Yeah.
You're going to want to get all the materials beforehand when you start doing a build, and build with the materials you gather first. So get your shulker boxes out, get all your materials together, put it in the spot where you want to build, and then you don't have to go back and forth to the place where you get your materials. So you can save time that way as well. So you can easily just have all the stuff you need right in your hand.
Yeah.
So basically like creative at that point. We hope you enjoyed this quick little video here on how to build and do some tips here. So yeah, we hope you enjoy. And if you haven't watched our first video, I highly recommend it. And please help us get to 100 views, because that would be a real sort of point there for us to get to.
Next weekend we'll be doing a Minecraft Dungeons video. We've already mentioned this, but it's going to be really good. We need a bit of practice, and to where we are, we need to get further for what we're doing.
Yeah, so we hope you enjoyed this video. You can like, subscribe, anything like that. Help our channel grow, because YouTube doesn't really help small creators grow. So do your best to help us.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
When Jimmy Johnny got to the end of this video, he looked curiously at the subscribe button and could not resist the temptation.